We want to make it possible for parties to receive on qualified public and private blockchains any asset that's in DTCC's inventory. So that's all roughly $90 trillion worth of our assets. We're racing to actually bring that to production. We expect it much sooner than any of you think.
What the technology effectively does, it connects traditional ledgers, public chains, private chains, and can connect to any external networks such as FIX and SWIFT and so on in order to orchestrate complex transactions. What that means is two things. One, it enables the market to scale. So basically, DTCC does not have to integrate separately with each partner. They can just integrate once with the router, and then as long as the other parties have a thin P2P router, they can immediately come in. So it means you can deploy multiple solutions in one go and just scale it across the market. The second thing is it can also scale across applications.
But to Ami's point about the super app, what you can see is any kind of asset, crypto, cash, public or private securities are being used in this process for transactions that settle in seconds. So this is a radical new way to run your back and middle office as a bank. Along the way, we added Ami and team to the mix. So, first challenge is actually come, integrate with an app chain and move out. They did that very quickly. So we threw another challenge. All right, let's see if you can bring Canton into the mix as a distributed ledger. We'd like to move some value from Canton in. Sure enough, a couple weeks later, he had that. All right, so what about some other distributed ledgers? So it was very easy for us to add, and we did, a lot of additional challenges to the mix. And then we started moving up the level of complexity in terms of transactions. So they performed fabulously well.
What we're going to show today connects to some things we heard in the industry. We heard Larry Fink talking about all assets and equities and bonds will be tokenized. We heard the chairman of the SEC talking about the super app that will allow people to trade security alongside non-security effectively in a wallet. Dan, do you want to give us a few words about the collateral mobility experiment?
Yes, but first a few words about this venue. This is unbelievable. What a great view, what a great audience. This is really going on. I must say I've been in this industry for 10 years. Nothing like this. Really, we are at that tipping point where every institution is now digging in, rushing in headlong into the tokenization space, and we do have the right regulatory environment. So, perfect timing. DTCC just did the great collateral experiment. We came together with market participants globally, so CSDs, custodians, tri-party agents, buy-side and sell-side components, and ran an experiment representing roughly 70% of the world's value to show collateral mobility. And what we were able to do is settle collateral transactions in about 5 seconds across markets, across tri-party agents, across custodians. So we're really excited about that component. We did this through something called Launchpad. This is a place where we bring the industry in order to do real-world collaboration, not for the purpose of doing a demonstration, but as the first step to production, and we're going to talk a little bit more about where we're going. We ran through real-world scenarios. So a day in the life of collateral operators. We worked for several months with the best collateral practitioners from many of your institutions, worked out what the hard problems were, and we solved them. We brought in best-in-class technology providers from industry, gave them a couple months to get everything together, and then we rolled out this experiment. It's really amazing what was able to come together as quickly as it did. I think you'll be impressed with the end results.
Thank you. So